All right, welcome everyone. My name is Todd Wilson, and with me today is my daughter Arya Wilson. She's going to be doing some yoga with us, and kind of the new norm, especially for all of us with young children and kids out of school. We're all together, and it's definitely can make it challenging to get practice in. Another thing that can make it challenging is not having props. So I have a couple of blocks here, but I also have some books here just to give you an idea of things you can use. And these books work really well. You can see they're the same height as these blocks on their sides, roughly. And these are roughly about the size of my hand. And you want to get books that, of course, are about the same size, kind of match them up, same height and stacks. So I just wanted to have these out here, so just to give you an idea of things you can use. You could probably find other things around. Shoe boxes might work. Anything that's going to give you an extra lift if you do need it. And I'll give you those options as we go along today. So just really the practice of yoga is all about being adaptable, using what you have available. And also just being kind of respecting where you are. So this is an all levels class. If you want to make it more challenging, feel free. If you want to tone it down a bit, feel free as well. And the option of always pausing it is one of the good things about practicing at home is you don't have to do it all in one sitting. You can do a few segments at a time. So starting just by sitting comfortably. Allow your hands to rest wherever is most comfortable for you. And closing the eyes, just bring your awareness to the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, deepen the breath, and at the same time, slow the breath down. And allowing for the fullness of the breath, with each inhale expanding in all directions around the heart center. And with each exhale, drawing in just as equally towards the heart center. Then bring your hands together in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. And let's make the sound of Om 3 times. With each Om just going from Ah to O to in one smooth, fluid sound. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in. Gently press the thumbs against the sternum. As you inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, bow to the heart. Release the hands, lift the head, open the eyes. And let's go ahead and start in child's pose. So just coming on to the knees, you can bring the arms out in front and bring your heel or your seat back towards the heels. And with the forehead coming down, you can make as much room between the knees as you like to allow room for the belly and to widen the hips. And just let yourself relax here for a few breaths. Awesome, good job. And then coming up to all fours, bring the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees. And take a few breaths here. With each inhale, breathing into the back of the ribs and the back of the waistline, expanding the back of the body. And with each exhale, allow yourself to soften and relax. And just allow for the fullness of the breath. Then pulling back with the hands, lengthening the spine as you inhale. Bring the head up, the heart forward as the front of the pelvis comes down for cow. Pressing forward with the hands, lengthening the spine as you exhale, round the back. And for this first cat stretch, you can roll the spine forward and back a few times. Then on your next inhale, lengthening, coming back up to cow. And as you exhale, rounding back to cat. Go through a few more cat and cows on your own, connecting the breath with the movement while maintaining the length in the spine. Then after your next cat stretch, coming back to table, bring one shoulder, one hip closer together, the other shoulder, the other hip closer together, and just make some movement from side to side. Then coming back to center, have your blocks or your books or whatever you might use just ready at the top corners of the mat so they're easy to get to. And then place the hands about half a foot in front of the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide and line the crease, the bend of your wrists, parallel with the top of the mat. Tuck the toes with the feet hip width apart and parallel to one another. Lift the knees, lift the hips, and press back to downward facing dog. You can walk the legs out some, bending one knee and the opposite knee. And then coming into a stillness in your downward facing dog, take a few breaths here. And with each inhale, lengthening through the spine, lifting the hips. You might keep the knees bent or straighten if you like. With each exhale, grounding through the hands and the feet, softening the heart towards the earth. And if you do straighten the legs, keep the arms and the back in a line. Then inhale forward to plank. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, the heels over the toes. And take a few breaths here, lifting the back of the neck towards the ceiling, lengthening from the top of the head through the heels, with a subtle tilt of the pelvis, the front of the pelvis lifting, tailbone reaching back, getting the legs and the back more in line. As you exhale, slowly lower to the earth. Bring the knees, the chest, and the chin down. Slide forward, drop the top of the feet, and then come up onto the forearms for Sphinx. The elbows right under the shoulders, palms down flat. Pull back with the hands and the forearms. And as you lift the heart, broaden the shoulders, and take a few breaths here, allowing your upper back to soften some. Then coming back down, bring the hands next to the ribs with the wrists right under the elbows. Lift and lengthen the right leg and place it back down. Lift and lengthen the left leg and place it back down. Keeping the tops of the feet down, tone the calves, the thighs, and the tush. Peel the shoulders away from the floor. Pull back with the hands, lengthening the spine as you inhale, gently rise up to cobra. As you exhale, come back down. Again, legs toned. Peel the shoulders back. Pull back with the hands, lengthening as you inhale, rise up. Exhale, come back down. Again, legs toned. Peel the shoulders back. Pull back with the hands, lengthen as you inhale, rise up. And this time, take a few breaths here. Keep the shoulders wide, the legs toned. allowing the lower back to soften some, and distributing the weight through the fingers, thumbs, and knuckles for Bhujangasana Cobra. And again, you might just be here or here. And if it works better for you to stay in Sphinx, that's fine as well. Then as you exhale, come back down, tuck the toes, lift the knees, the thighs, and the hips. Keep the legs and the back in a line, and press all the way up to plank. Inhale to lengthen, and as you exhale, lift from the belly to press back to downward facing dog. Then inhale to bring the right leg up to a three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest, lift the hips and float the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the right elbow or tricep, tap it if you can. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the left elbow, tap it if you're able to. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to chest, lift the hips, and as lightly as you can, step the foot between the hands. You can come up onto your fingertips, or use your blocks, or you might use your books. And again, whatever you have available to you will help just to give you a little extra lift. And wherever you're at, start by straightening the front leg as you inhale. Lengthen the spine. If you lift the toes, you'll get more of a stretch through the back of the leg. Then as you exhale, bend the front knee, reach through the back heel, and extend the heart forward. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, bend the front knee, reach through the back heel, heart forward. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lengthening through the top of the head. Exhale, bend the front knee, reach through the back heel, heart forward. Then bring the back knee down. Lift the heart, lift the ribs, and inhale the arms overhead. As you exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart, and stick out the tongue for dragon breath. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up, and then hook your thumbs together. Gently pull the thumbs apart. Keep the shoulders strong as the heart lifts. As you exhale, bring the hands down. And then walk your right foot towards the right side. Switch the hand and the foot. Lead with the inside of your thigh so the ankle stays under the knee. You might stay on the hands, or you do have the option to come down to the forearms, either on the floor, or you might use your blocks or your books here. But just make sure that your shoulders stay level with the earth. Don't bring one arm down without the other. And then, wherever you're at here, pick up your back knee for lizard. Draw in with the hands and the feet towards the core, towards the belly button, lifting the back of the neck towards the ceiling, lengthening from the top of the head through the back heel, relaxing as much as you're able to while holding the shape of lizard. Then bring the back knee down, come back up to the hands, walk the right foot back in, pick up the back knee, and inhale the right leg back to a three-legged dog. And keep the hips level with the earth, rotate the right thigh in, toes pointing towards the floor. Press through the fingers, thumbs, and knuckles to extend through the heel as you lengthen through the spine and the top of the head towards the hands. As you exhale, bring the foot to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. Slide forward, drop the top of the feet, lengthening as you inhale, rise up the cobra. Come back down, tuck the toes, press up, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up to a three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest, lift the hips and float the shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the left elbow or tricep, tap it if you can. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the right elbow, tap it if you're able to. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to chest, lift the hips, and as lightly as you can, step the foot between the hands. And again, fingertips, blocks, or books, but wherever you're at, as you inhale, straighten the front leg, lengthening through the spine and through the top of the head. As you exhale, bend the front knee, reach through the back heel, and extend the heart forward. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, bend the front knee, reach through the back heel, heart forward. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lengthening through the top of the head. Exhale, bend the front knee, reach through the back heel, heart forward. Bring the back knee down. Lift the heart, lift the ribs, and inhale the arms overhead. As you exhale, bend the elbows, dragon breath. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up, and then hook your thumbs the opposite way you did last time. Gently pull the thumbs apart. Shoulders strong as the heart lifts. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Walk the left foot towards the left side. Switch the hand and the foot. Lead with the inside of your thigh so the ankle stays under the knee. You might stay on the hands or come down to the forearms, either on the floor or on your blocks. But again, make sure the shoulders stay level with the earth. Then pick up the back knee for this. Draw in with the hands and the feet towards the core, towards the belly button, lifting the back of the neck towards the ceiling, lengthening from the top of the head through the back heel, relaxing as much as you're able to while holding the shape. Bring the back knee down, come back up to the hands, walk the left foot back in. Pick up the back knee, then inhale the left leg back to a three-legged dog. Keep the hips level with the earth. Rotate the left thigh in, toes pointing towards the floor. Press through the fingers, thumbs, and knuckles to extend through the heel as you lengthen through the spine and the top of the head towards the hands. As you exhale, bring the foot to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. Slide forward, drop the top of the feet, lengthening as you inhale, rise up to cobra. Come back down, tuck the toes, press up, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Then inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. And then roll to your right side. And you might move the blocks out of the way. But coming onto your right side, you can either extend the right arm or come up onto the elbow or the forearm, whatever's most comfortable for you. Bend the right knee just enough to give you some stability, but keep your left leg extended straight out from the spine, the left hand in front of the chest. Then as you inhale, bring the left leg up. And lift with the heel and the side of the foot so your toes keep pointing towards the front. As you exhale, bring the leg back down. Inhale, bring the leg up. Exhale, back down. And then do 8 more for a total of 10. And then when you're done, come over to the left side. And again, You can either extend the arm, come up onto the forearm, or the elbow. But wherever you're at, bend that bottom knee, the left knee this time. Keep the right leg extended, right hand in front of the chest. Inhale to bring the right leg up. And again, lift with the heel and the side of the foot so your toes point towards this direction. Exhale, bring the leg down. And do 9 more for a total of 10. And then coming back onto your belly, and feel free, it's okay. So coming back onto the belly, and interlace your fingers behind the back, straighten the arms, peel the shoulders away from the floor, lift the arms, lift the legs, and bring the feet together for Shavasana, locust pose. Keep the breath steady, and then switch the way the fingers are laced. Then keep the legs and the arms lifted. Release the hands next to the hips, palms facing down. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Extend the arms out on either side. Full breath in and a full breath out. Bring the arms out in front. Full breath in and a full breath out. Then stacking the hands, making a pillow. You can either bring the forehead down or turn the head to one side. Toes together, heels falling away from each other. And relax. Coming back to center, bend the knees, reach back, and grab a hold of the top of the feet, ankles, or shins. If you can grab both, that's great. If you want to do one at a time, you can keep one arm and leg down, or you might extend that other arm and leg. But make sure you do both sides for an equal amount of breath. Then press the feet against the hands. And as you pull back, peel the shoulders away from the floor. The thighs might lift. The inhale might rock you back slightly. The exhale forward, down to your Asana, bow pose. And if you're doing one side, make sure again you do the other side for an equal amount of breath. If you can, keep a hold of the legs and roll to the side, do that. If you need to release the legs and then roll to the side, you can do it that way. If it's a challenge to keep a hold of both or grab both, then release the bottom foot and see if you can grab the top foot with the top hand, but keep both shoulders and both arms back behind you. Coming back to center, make your way to the other side. And again, if you're going to grab one, grab the top foot, but keep both shoulders and both arms back behind you. Coming back to center, stack your hands the opposite way you did last time. Forehead down or turn your head the opposite way. Toes together, heels falling away from each other. And relax. Coming back to center, go ahead and come up to all fours. Place the hands at the top of your mat, tuck your toes, lift the knees, and press back to downward facing dog. Step the feet closer together. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Step, walk, hop, jump, or float to the top of the mat. Inhale to come up halfway, fingertips to the floor, or hands to blocks or books. And get the legs in the back to straighten. Then heel and toe the feet just wider than the hips, keeping the feet parallel with one another. Pulling back with the hands as you inhale, extend the heart forward, lengthen the spine. keeping the spine long. As you exhale, fold. Feel free to bend the knees as much as you like. Inhale, the halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, let your neck, your head, and your shoulders relax. And you can grab opposite elbows as you gently sway a little from side to side. And then switch the way the arms are laced, and again you can sway a little. Then release the arms. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to the hips, fingers on the front, thumbs on the back. Ground the hips towards the heels, and as you inhale, lengthen through the spine to rise all the way up to standing. And then step the feet hip width apart and parallel to one another. Inhale, float the arms overhead, and exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway, and again, fingertips to the floor or hands to blocks. Get the legs and the back to straighten. Get strong in the right leg, then extend the left leg off the mat, back behind you. Keep the hips level with the earth. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold over that strong left leg for the standing splits. If you want to try some balance, you might bring the left hand to the back of the left heel, back of the ankle, or the back of the shin. Inhale, come up halfway, place the hands, bring the left foot back down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a halfway lift, place the hands, get strong in the left leg, then extend your right leg off the mat, back behind you. Hips level with the earth, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over that strong right leg for the standing splits. If you want to try some balance, you might bring the right hand to the back of the right heel, or left heel, back of the ankle, or the back of the shin. Inhale, come up halfway, place the hands, bring the right foot back down. Exhale, fold. Ground through the feet, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, float the hands to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And then feet hip width apart and parallel with one another. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Exhale, bend the knees and bring the fingertips towards the floor. Keeping the seat low, inhale the arms out in front. Exhale, sink the seat. Inhale, bring the arms and the torso up a quarter of the way. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, another quarter of the way. Exhale, sink the seat. Inhale, another quarter of the way. Keep the seat low. Lift the heart, lift the ribs. And inhale the arms all the way up for Uttanasana, chair pose. Then bend the elbows and interlace your fingers behind the back of the head at the base of the skull. Bring the elbows in shoulder width apart. Press the head against the hands as you gently lift and lengthen the back of the head and the neck. Shoulders coming back as the heart lifts. Inhale the arms next to the ears. Exhale, sink the seat. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground through the feet, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, float the hands to the sky. And then bring your feet, big toes closer together, heels just apart. As you exhale, bend the knees and bring the fingertips towards the floor. Keep the seat low, sweep the arms wide. Lift the heart, lift the ribs, and inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, twist towards the left side. Keep the hips and the knees even with one another. Spine long, seat low.
breath steady. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, twist to the right. Again, hips and knees even, spine long, seat low, the breath steady. Inhale, back to center, come back to standing. Release the arms to the sides, step the feet hip width apart and parallel to one another. Spread the toes wide and spread the feet out with all four corners of the feet connected to the earth, the arches lifting. Rotate the thighs in, root the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, allow the arms and the shoulders to relax. Close the eyes and just take a few breaths here into Asana, mountain pose. And just allow yourself to relax into this good posture. And then open the eyes. And shifting weight to the left foot. Again, you might have your blocks ready out in front so they're easy to get to. Shifting weight to the left foot. Bring the right heel just above the left ankle. Hands together in front of the heart. Grounding through all four corners of the left foot, lifting the heart. You might stay here, or you might bring your foot to the calf. Or you might reach down, grab the shin, and bring the bottom of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Keep opening the right thigh behind you. The hands can stay at the heart. Or keeping that heart center awareness, you might bring the arms overhead, possibly opening the arms, opening the fingers for Bhujangasana, tree pose. And then bringing the hands back to the heart. Bring the right knee out in front. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold, extending the right leg off the mat, back behind you. Stopping about halfway. The blocks are there, or your books if you want to bring the hands down. But keep your hips level with the earth. Back toes pointing down, heart extending forward. And focus on a point at least 3 or 4 feet, maybe further out in front. If you're balanced, the hands can stay at the heart or go back by the hips, palms facing down, off to the sides or out in front. Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Then bend the front knee and slowly float yourself back into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then hook your thumbs together. Gently pull the thumbs apart, reaching through the back heel and the front knee, hips coming down evenly as the heart lifts. As you exhale, bend the back knee, see if you can tap it. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, tap the knee. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tap the knee. Inhale, back up. This time as you exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart, the back knee coming down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, twist towards the left side. Feel free to use the left hand on the right thigh, or the left thigh, to help the right elbow come around. The hands might stay together or come back together. The back knee can stay down, or it has the option to lift. For Parvrita, Parsvokhanasana, revolve side angles. Continue lengthening through the spine, slow, steady, Bhujangasana. Carefully as you inhale, come back to center, place the hands, drop the back foot parallel with the back of the mat, then windmill the arms up for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. The front knee over the ankle, front heel lined up with the back heel or the back arch are in that range, and the front knee and thigh in a line with the middle toe. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, ground through both feet, stretching the hips evenly in both directions. Looking past the left, but make sure the left and the right arm are about equal. Then as you inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, ground through the back foot, bend the front knee, and open warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, Bhujangasana two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. And exhale, warrior two. Then flip the left palm up, right hand to the back thigh. Inhale the left arm overhead. Rotate the heart and the torso towards the front knee. As you exhale, tilt back, reversing your warrior. Bend the left elbow, you can bring the hand to the base of the skull, right above the neck. Back of the right hand to the outside of the left hip. Keep the front knee bent, left shoulder coming back as the heart lifts. And you can press the head against the hands, or hand, as you gently lift and lengthen the back of the head and head. Then inhale the left arm next to the ear, palm facing behind you. Take a breath or two. Inhale the arms back to warrior two. Then as you exhale, bring the left forearm to the thigh, right hand to the hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the whole torso to bring the right shoulder back. You might stay here with the forearm on the thigh, or you might use a block under the hand, or you might bring your hand to the floor. But make sure that your knee stays over the ankle if you do go that far. The right arm can extend towards the ceiling. If you can keep the right shoulder stacked over the left, you might extend the arm next to the ear, the palm facing down. Bhujangasana, extended side angles. Then bring the right hand back to the hip and bring both hands to the top of the mat. Pick up the back heel. Then inhale to extend that front left leg to a three-legged dog. You might stay here or take a break, or stacking the left hip over the right, bend the knee, and open the scorpion dog. You can stir the left foot and ankle. Again, option to stay here or take a break in child's pose. Or if you want to flip your dog, first float forward, shoulders over the wrists, pivot to the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Left foot dropping behind you, left hand to the heart. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the heart, possibly extending the left arm. Left hand back to the heart, back to the mat. Inhale the left leg back to a three-legged dog. Then as you exhale, bring the foot, left foot, and stack the left ankle on top of the right ankle. And then inhale forward to plank. And squeeze the ankle together and the feet together as you gently pull the legs apart. Feel free to adjust yourself to your center, but keep squeezing the legs together or the ankles together as you gently pull the legs apart, just enough to tone the body. Then as you exhale, lower. You might go all the way to the earth, or you might stop halfway and take a full breath in Chaturanga. Top of the left foot down, top of the right foot down. Lengthening as you inhale, rise up to cobra, or you might straighten the arms, lifting the hips, the thighs, and the knees for upward facing dog. Carefully stepping over the toes or rolling over the toes. Lift the hips and exhale back to down dog. Then inhale the left leg up to a three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, bring that left leg off to the left side, and then make circles with the leg. Doesn't have to be perfect, just rotating the hip socket, making circles. And then reverse it, rotate the leg the other way, making circles. Then inhale the leg back to a three-legged dog. And as you exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Drop your back heel to the mat, and then walk your hands past the top right corner of the mat for warrior dog. And keep opening the left thigh to the left side so the knee stays over the ankle. You might keep your palms down or come up onto the fingertips. Either way, draw back with the hands and the feet towards the core, towards the belly button, toning the arms and the legs as you lengthen through the spine and the top of the head towards the hands. And then walk your hands towards the right side. Bring the feet parallel to one another. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, keeping the spine long. As you exhale, you can start to fold forward, walking the hands back some, but continue to use the breath, lengthening the spine with each inhale. You might fold further with each exhale. Then bring the hands to the hips, ground through the feet, lengthen through the spine, and inhale to rise back up. And then step back to the top of the mat. And again, you might have your blocks ready out in front, or books, so if you want to use them, they're easy to get to. And then standing at the top of the mat, shift weight to the right foot, and bring the left heel just above the right ankle. Hands together in front of the heart, grounding through all four corners of the right foot, lifting the heart. You might stay here, or you might bring your foot to the calf, or to the inside of the thigh. Keep opening the left thigh behind you. The hands can stay at the heart, or keeping that heart center awareness, you might bring the arms overhead, possibly opening the arms, opening the fingers for Vriksasana, tree pose. Bringing the hands back to the heart. Bring the left knee out in front. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold, extending the left leg off the mat, back behind you. Again, feel free to use the blocks or your books. Keep the hips level with the earth. Back toes pointing down. Heart extending forward. Focus on a point at least 3 or 4 feet, maybe further out in front. If you're balanced, the hands can stay at the heart or go back by the hips, palms facing down, off to the sides, or out in front. Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Slowly bending the front knee. As you exhale, float yourself back into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Hook your thumbs the opposite way you did last time. Gently pull the thumbs apart, reaching through the back heel and the front knee, hips coming down evenly as the heart lifts. As you exhale, bring the back knee down, see if you can tap it. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, tap the knee. Inhale, back up. And exhale, tap the knee. Inhale, back up. This time as you exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart, the back knee coming down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, twist towards the right side. The back knee can stay down, or it has the option to lift. For Parvrita, Parsvokhanasana, revolve side angle pose. Continue lengthening through the spine. Slow, steady Ujjayi breath. Carefully, as you inhale, come back to center, place the hands, drop the back foot parallel with the back of the mat. Then windmill the arms up for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And again, the front knee over the ankle, front heel lined up with the back heel or the back arch are in that range, and the front knee and thigh in alignment with the middle toe. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, ground through both feet, stretching the hips evenly in both directions. Looking past the right, make sure the left and the right arm are about even. Then as you inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, ground through the back foot, bend the front knee, and open to Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. And exhale, Vira 2. Flip the right palm up, left hand to the back thigh. Inhale the right arm overhead, and then rotate the heart and the torso towards the front knee. And as you exhale, tilt back, reversing your warrior. Bend the right elbow, bring the hand to the base of the skull, back of the left hand to the outside of the right hip. Keep the front knee bent, right shoulder coming back as the heart lifts. And you can press the head against the hand as you gently lift and lengthen the back of the head and the neck. Inhale the right arm next to the ear, palm facing behind you. Take a breath or two. Inhale the arms back to warrior 2. Then as you exhale, bring the right forearm to the thigh, left hand to the hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the whole torso to bring the left shoulder back. You can stay here, or you might bring the right hand to a block or to the floor. But make sure the knee stays over the ankle. The left arm can extend towards the ceiling. If you can keep the left shoulder stacked over the right, you might extend the arm next to the ear, palm facing down. Bhujangasana, side angles. Then bring the left hand back to the hip, both hands to the top of the mat. Pick up the back heel and inhale the front right leg back to a three-legged dog. You might stay here or take a break in child's pose, or stacking the right hip over the left, bend the knee and open the scorpion dog. Keep your left shoulder strong. You can stir the right foot and ankle. You might stay here, or if you want to flip your dog, first float forward, shoulders over the wrists. Pivot to the pinky toe into the left foot. Right foot dropping behind you, right hand to the heart. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the heart, possibly extending the right arm. Right hand back to the heart, back to the mat. Inhale the right leg back to a three-legged dog. As you exhale, stack the right ankle on top of the left ankle. Squeeze the ankles and the feet together. Then inhale forward to plank. Adjust yourself so you're centered, but keep squeezing the ankles and the feet together as you gently pull the legs apart, just enough to tone the body. As you exhale, lower. You might stop halfway and take a full breath in Chaturanga or come all the way down. Top of the right foot down, top of the left foot down. Lengthening as you inhale, rise up to cobra or upward facing dog. Carefully stepping over the toes or rolling over the toes. Lift the hips and exhale back to down dog. Inhale the right leg up to a three-legged dog. Bend the right knee and bring the right leg off to the right side, and then make circles with the leg. Doesn't have to be perfect, just rotate the hip socket. Then reverse it, rotate the leg the other way, making circles. Inhale the leg back to a three-legged dog, and exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. And then drop your back heel to the mat, and walk the hands past the top left corner of the mat for warrior dog. Keep opening the right thigh to the right side so the ankle stays under the knee. You might keep the palms down or come up onto your fingertips. Draw back with the hands and the feet towards the core, towards the belly button, toning the arms and the legs as you lengthen through the spine and the top of the head towards the hands. And then walk your hands towards the left side. Bring the feet parallel to one another. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Keep the spine long as you exhale, fold. Then bring your hands to the hips. Ground through the feet, lengthen through the spine. And inhale to rise up. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Straighten the arms. And as you inhale, lengthen the spine. keeping the spine long, the arms straight as you exhale, fold. And again, use the breath. Lengthen the spine, straighten the arms with each inhale, possibly folding further with each exhale. Then switch the way the fingers are laced and take a few more breaths. Then release the hands. Inhale to come up halfway. And again, fingertips to the floor, or feel free to use blocks. Heel and toe the feet further apart, keeping the feet parallel with one another. And when you get to your in range, you might stay on the hands, or if you can keep the spine long, feel free to come down to the forearms. Either way, gently rock forward and back, keeping the spine long. Coming back up to the hands, heel and toe the feet back to where they were or close to it. And then bring your hands either to the outsides of the calves, the shins, the ankles. You might grab the feet or the big toes. Use that leverage of the hands and the arms to pull back. And as you inhale, lengthen the spine, keep the spine long, and as you exhale, fold. Good, then bring your hands to the hips, ground through the feet, lengthen through the spine, and inhale to rise all the way up to standing. And then step back to the top of the mat. And what we're gonna do next, you, again, can use blocks here, or your books, but we're gonna fold the top of the mat. You can also use a blanket. We're gonna use that to pad the knee. And we're gonna use another blanket, and it doesn't have to be specific for yoga. You can use any blanket. We're going to use that to pad the heel and to slide on a little bit. So again, you can have your blocks or your books. The taller, the better, because you can always shorten them. So you might start with a little bit more height, and then know you can always go down a little bit further. So we're going to start with the left foot on the blanket, straighten the left leg, and come up onto the heel. And you want to make sure that your right knee stays under the right hip, and your left hip is even with the right. Then as you inhale, lengthen the spine, keep the spine long, and as you exhale, fold. And if you want to come to a lower setting on your blocks, feel free. But keep lengthening through the spine, keeping that left hip back for half Hanuman, the half splits. Then inhale to come back up to the tall setting on your blocks, and tuck your back toes to start off with. And as if you were squeezing the thighs together, hug in towards the midline. Keep the hips even with one another. And then start to slide the left leg out in front. Adjust your blocks, or slide your books, adjust your books as you need. You can also walk that back foot back if you need. So you keep your wrists under the shoulders, and you keep the heart lifting, the spine lengthening. If you do want to come to a lower setting on your blocks, feel free. If you feel any pain in the back of the leg, back up a little bit, listen to that. Discomfort, you might override. Pain, listen to. So my motto is no pain, no pain. So again, you might come to a lower setting on your blocks, or release the back toes to point back behind you. But make sure, again, the heart is lifting, the spine is lengthening for Hanumanasana, the splits. Carefully, as you inhale, slide the foot back and bring the left knee
to the mat, again, the folded part. The right foot onto the blanket, straighten the right leg, come up onto the right heel, flex the toes back towards you, and spread the toes wide. And then keep the left knee under the left hip, hips even with one another. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, fold over that strong and straight right leg for half Hanuman, the half splits. And again, feel free to come to a lower setting on your blocks or your books, but keep that right hip back as you lengthen through the spine. Inhale to come back up to the tall setting on your blocks or your books. Tuck the back toes, at least to start off with. And again, hugging in towards the midline. Keep the hips even with one another. Start to slide that right foot out in front. And again, you can adjust your blocks or your books, or you might walk that left foot back behind you. But keep the spine lengthening. And again, if you feel any pain, back up. Don't force it. If you do want to come to a lower setting on your blocks, feel free. And if you do release the back toes, make sure they point straight back behind you for Hanumanasana, the splits. Carefully, as you inhale, slide the leg and the foot back in. And then go ahead and bring your blanket and your blocks or books off to the sides. You can unroll your mat. And then come to downward facing dog. Inhale to bring the left leg up to a three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bring the knee and the shin forward for pigeon. And you can come up again on your fingertips or your blocks. Pigeon is a bit much. You can always just come onto the back and do the thread the needle version, where you stack, in this case, we'll say the left ankle on top of the right thigh, and interlace the fingers behind the back of the right thigh. Keep pressing down with the inside of the thigh. So know that is an option. If you are in pigeon, you want to make sure that it's your choice on the angle of the shin. Most of us will probably have more of a 45-degree angle, and if that's the case, point the foot. If it is more parallel to the top of the mat, be careful with your knee, and you'd have more of a 90-degree angle at the ankle. Come up onto your fingertips, or you might use your blocks here. Tuck the back toes to start off with, and walk yourself up really tall. You want the hips level with the earth, so if that left hip is collapsing, feel free to use a block or fold up a blanket and bring it under that left hip. A pillow will work, anything that will give you a little extra lift. And you want to make sure that left knee is to the outside the hip, or at the very least a straight line, but not to the inside. Keeping the spine long, hips level with the earth, carefully come down to the forearms or the forehead. And you can release the back toes to point straight back behind you. If you want to use a blanket or a block under the forehead to make it more comfortable, feel free. And as much as you can relax, especially the left hip, do that. Yourself back up to the hands, tuck the back toes, and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to a three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bring the knee and the shin forward for pigeon. And again, you do have the option to come on the back and do thread the needle with the opposite leg. Coming up onto your fingertips or your blocks. Tuck the back toes, and again, your choice on the angle of the shin. Be careful with the knee. Make sure the hips are level with the earth, so feel free to use a block or a folded blanket under the right hip for some support. Keep the spine long, the hips level with the earth, and then carefully come down to the forearms or the forehead. And again, release the back toes and point straight back behind you. And if you want to use a blanket or a block under the forehead to make it more comfortable, feel free. As much as you can relax that right hip, do that. Slowly walking yourself back up to the hands, tuck the back toes, and step back to downward facing dog. And then walk your feet through the hands. If you're feeling adventurous, you might jump. But go ahead and extend the legs out in front. Then bring the right knee in towards the chest and the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. You might keep the left leg extended or bend the left knee, but if you do that, just make sure the hips stay level with the earth. The spine is still lengthening and not curving to the side. Then wrap the left arm around the right shin, right hand to the forearm. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the spine, and hug the knee in. And take a couple of breaths here, allowing your right hip to relax. Then bring the right fingertips back behind you. Inhale the left arm overhead, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, twist towards the right side. You might bring the left hand around or hook the elbow around the thigh or the knee, but keep the hips and the knees even, spine long, the breath steady. For Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fish pose, or half spinal twist. To center, you might do the funky breakdance switcheroo, walking the hands around, pivoting the feet, and coming to the other side. Or you can just switch the legs, but either way, again, make sure the hips are level with the earth. You might extend that right leg or bend the right knee. Wrap the right arm around the left shin, left hand to the forearm. As you inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the spine, hug the knee in. And take a couple of breaths here, allowing the left hip to relax. Bring the left fingertips back behind you. The right arm overhead. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, twist towards the left side. You might bring the right hand around the thigh or the knee, or hook the elbow. Keep the hips and shoulders level with the earth, spine lengthening, breath steady. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fish pose, or half spinal twist. Inhale back to center, and then go ahead and come onto your back, and you can bend the knees and bring the heels in close to the seat, the elbows next to the ribs, fingers pointing up. Walk the shoulders in closer together. And then press down with the feet, the elbows, and the shoulders, lifting the hips for Setu Bandha, Sarvangasana, bridge pose. You might stay with the fingers pointing up, or bring the palms down, or you might even walk your hands and shoulders closer together, possibly interlacing the fingers. Keep pressing down with the arms and the shoulders as you lift the hips, and press down with the feet to extend the heart towards the chin. Then bringing the hips back down, bring the knees into the chest,
And wrap the arms around the legs. Give yourself a good hug as you gently rock a little from side to side. And then reach between the knees. Grab a hold of the bottom of the feet around the outside edges. Bring the feet more over the knees. Hold down on the feet as you press the feet against the hands for happy baby. And feel free to rock a little from side to side. And then you can release the legs straight out on the mat for Shavasana. Bring the legs just apart, arms just away from the body, palms facing up. Make sure your neck and your lower back are comfy, and relax. And I'll go ahead and leave you to your Shavasana.
Hope this class has helped you in your stay-at-home practice. The light in me salutes the light in you.